Alex here with TFL. Case is behind the camera, and we've got a little road trip video for you today because right now we're here in Corona, California, which is just a little bit east of Anaheim, and we've got this Ford Ranger with us. We're bringing some motorcycles back to Colorado, a little over 1,000 miles, so yeah, we're gonna see what it's like to road trip in this mid-sized truck that we just bought, see what our fuel economy is, and yeah, just give you our impressions on the truck. Let's see what we got loaded up.
Now, Alex and I make the trip out to California every couple months or so because it's really hard to get press bikes from the motorcycle manufacturers out in Colorado in the Rockies. Really easy to get them here though. So what we do is we pick up bikes for us to review over on TFL Bike, and we bring them back to Colorado. And I'll talk about in a moment how this truck is for transporting motorcycles, but really quick, let me just show you the two bikes that we got. We have this absolutely stunning Yamaha XSR 900. This is an incredibly fast, powerful bike, but it's got cool retro styling, round headlight, gorgeous blue color, gold wheels. So it's brand new and very modern in every single way, but it's got that cool retro styling. And the same is true of this motorcycle from Kawasaki that it competes directly against. Also a 900, also a very modern, very fast motorcycle in its running gear, and its powertrain, and its chassis, handling, suspension, but it's also very retro. So these two bikes we're going to get to pit against each other head to head once we get them back to Colorado.
Now, Case and I normally do this trip in a full-size or a heavy-duty truck, which have a wider bed than this Ford Ranger. So what's it like to actually carry around two motorcycles like this in a mid-sized truck? Definitely doable, not ideal. We had to make some changes from what we normally do, so you can see the bikes are kind of in a V right now. Their back tires are scooted out towards the edges of the truck. That way we can slide our ramps in. Obviously we had to wrap our ramps with a moving blanket so they don't scratch the bikes up. And then yeah, we had to turn the bars to the left on the left bike. That way the bars wouldn't touch each other up there in the bed. And then also if you come around to this side of the XSR, I had to get creative and use some microfiber cloths and zip ties to keep us from scratching the bikes, but it's definitely doable. I was in San Diego for a couple days with this truck. Parking down there sucks, so I was definitely glad to have a mid-sized truck. Payload on this truck is about 1,400 pounds, a little over that, and we've got 900 pounds of motorcycle in the bed, and the two of us with, you know, some clothes in our bags and camera gear. So well within the payload capacity of this truck. And it's been great so far, but let's see how it does on the way home.
So we're on the road. We're on the road leaving LA. We're gonna try and hit probably Vegas tonight, I would guess, right?
Yeah, we'll see how far we make it. We might even be able to make a little pass there and make our drive easier tomorrow, but we'll see.
So perk of being in a mid-sized truck, kind of like you mentioned a little bit, is that navigating around LA traffic here, really easy to do. The last time we did this trip, we had our big company Ram Cummins, we had two motorcycles in the bed, and we were pulling a trailer with a Honda Pioneer on the back of it, a side-by-side. So now we are much more mobile. Parking is way easier, maneuvering through traffic way easier than it would be even if we were in that Cummins without the trailer.
Yeah, I was on a Yamaha trip right before this with this truck and the two bikes in San Diego, and that video is on TFL Bike, but I valeted this truck at the hotel with two motorcycles in the back, and they parked it in an underground parking garage, and yeah, if we were in the company Cummins or even a half ton, I would have been a little more sketched out about doing that, but I wasn't really worried about it.
This truck is small enough to pretty much go wherever, still utilitarian enough for us to get two motorcycles in the back. And overall, a relatively comfortable truck for us to be in, although this interior is really dated.
It's really dated. Yeah. And granted, we have the small screen here. Like you could have gotten this truck with a bigger screen there.
This is also not the most modern Ford Ranger that you can buy. This one's a couple years old. We bought it used, but this interior is
still, everything's really plasticky and
very much showing its age.
Not great materials, but I will say, you know, the seats are really comfortable. I did 17 hours in one day on the way out here, and I was fine. So
yeah, so where it counts, it works. to you, Alex. Does that look like Las Vegas?
Yeah, that looks like the South Point Hotel in Las Vegas.
We're not making the whole drive in one push. That would be insane.
No, I said at the start of this video, we'll see how far we get. We got to Vegas. We're tired. We've been loading bikes all day. So we're gonna get some dinner and pick up in the morning with a full tank.
And we have very wholesome plans for our night in Vegas. We'll show you that.
Yeah, should be fun.
Now, Alex and I have been jealous of Tommy messing with Traxxas trucks over on the TFL Classics channel, so we decided to entertain ourselves on our road trip by buying a couple of $150 RC rock crawlers, and they turned out to be a pretty great idea. Well, I made it to the top of Alex Rock. I did have to stack up quite a few rocks. Well, we'll see if Mr. Managing Editor of TFL Off-Road himself can get up there. Found this sickening feature on this.
So we're finally back in Boulder, Colorado at our offices, and here is our trip computer. This was a week-long road trip we did, a little over 2,500 miles, 2,555, 42 total hours of driving, and an average of 17.1 miles per gallon. And the entire time there were 2 motorcycles in the bed of this truck. And I really don't think that's that bad. Over 17 miles per gallon, hauling 2 bikes. Not maxing this truck out, but a lot of weight for this mid-sized truck. I think it did pretty well.
Overall, I have to say, pretty impressed with the Ranger. That's a decent amount of work for the bed of this mid-sized truck to do, because it's not like transporting 2 dirt bikes. These are 2 full-size street bikes, so it's a lot to try and cram into the bed of the truck. And was it ideal? Not exactly, but it did get those bikes all the way from California here to Colorado, and it got us back quickly and with decent MPG. So if you're buying a Ford Ranger expecting it to do some amount of work, it can definitely do some amount of work. It can transport motorcycles, it could transport plenty, I'm sure. So that's all for this video. Be sure to stay tuned, because we're going to make tons more videos with this Ford Ranger while it's still in our fleet, and we'll catch you all in the next video.